Hi, it's Jackie with Journey to More with Less, and this is our second video on living in our RV and our winterizing. And so what's happened is last night when we were just before bed, we were feeling under our mattress and we could feel that the board was wet, and so was our mattress. So we were like wondering what was going on. And so what we realized, and I'm just going to turn the camera around here, on our slide out that's with our bed above is it wasn't done properly, and we're gonna, whoops, that's the dog. We're gonna insulate on the inside here, and you can see, yeah, Richard's got his pointing his fingers right out here, so that's where the air's been coming in. So I'm gonna go in the house now and show where we are going to be insulating. Yeah, so we realized, and that's why we want to build our own tiny home on wheels, because we realized that the insulation is not done up to par for living in winter. And this is supposedly a winterized unit, and we have found gaps different places. So it's been a little disappointing, to be honest. And that's why you build it yourself and you know it's done right. So come on in and I'll show you what we're doing. We don't have a huge amount of space to move stuff around, because in a tiny home there's just not as much space to move things. So just going up here into the bedroom, and Richard's over here, so we've got the mattress pulled up, we've got our little heater on, and we are so yeah, can you tell a little bit, Richard, about what's happening there?
This is where the air is coming through. I can stick my hand outside. So I'm going to put insulation here that permanently, and on this side to block the air from coming in and insulate. And then I'm going to put a plate down on top and insulate on top of this also to prevent cold from coming through.
Okay, so sounds good. And yeah, you can see because half of this, I'll just point down here, half of our bed is storage, and then the other half was for the mechanism. And yeah, so yeah, that should have been insulated. So that will solve that problem. We've been drying out the boards that sit on top here all day. I mean, they weren't super damp, but they were getting moist, and so was the mattress. So everything's dried out. I'm glad we caught that fairly quickly. And we've also got a heater down here in the bedroom, because as I mentioned in our first video, we are going to utilize the electric heat. So I'm going to come back out. Again, not a lot of space. And we've got an R20 value insulation here that Richard's going to be putting in. Yeah. So just a bat insulation. Just a little quick update from our last video. We did put in our coat closet. I'm going to just kind of open it here. This closet was up in the bathroom and was originally for the laundry area. And like I said, we needed a coat closet, so now we have a nice coat closet. Pantry's over here, and we changed things around and built our office a little better. You know, put a place there for the printer and the different files, and over here a shelf back here. Bought a electric fireplace insert. The outer part came from another fireplace insert, and Richard cut it down, and so we actually just got to clean it up a little bit more, but it's working nice. And it's nice to have that. I do like we've had a fireplace for years, and I love the look of a fireplace. I would rather have a real fireplace, and hopefully we will do that in the one we build. But this is kind of nice. You can turn it on and get the ambiance of a fire. So yes, and I'll show right now, we've begun putting plastic on these windows. I didn't realize, to be honest, putting the plastics on is not as big of a, is not that difficult of an issue. What's difficult is to go along the frame here to put the sticky part of the tape on before you put the plastic on. It was a little difficult in some of these because of these things over top. So it's taken a little longer than we thought, but we'll get her done. We're kind of piece by piece covering the windows. And now we've got an air pocket here to prevent, or to increase the R value. Because originally in the first video, we talked about putting in kind of a bubble wrap, but what we're told is there's a better R value with the plastic on the windows, and it was much cheaper. And so just kind of around, so we have, we also have down here is another electric heater down by the chair there. So we've got, and we've also have one in the bathroom. So 4 electric heaters virtually in the place. And worst case scenario, if it gets too cold, then our furnace will kick in. But as we talked about in the first video, we're trying to avoid using propane as much as possible because it does create moisture. We are thinking about putting a dehumidifier in here, but right now we're just trying to see if we insulate things properly, if we can avoid that. So I'm just going to go up here and see what's Richard doing in the sauna here. We might be able to turn that heat down, hey? I can't even see him around there. So we'll come back here in a minute. I'm just gonna, we'll run outside and have a look at the outside insulation, because last time Richard was just putting it on and and we hadn't put the tarp around it. So yeah, this is he's got the insulation here, 2 1/4 inch thick insulation, and he has sealed everything with the white tarp. It looks quite nice. Just pushed some of our lawn furniture against it just to keep it in, but you know, it'll be fine. And so yeah, that job's done. That was quite a big job. And of course I mentioned last time, he also, around the slide outs, put in, I don't know if I can reach that. I need a screwdriver, but he's got, well, you might be able to see it down here. Sorry, I'm trying to, just a backer rod coil, it was called, to put in all the little joints. So he's stuffed all that. Okay, so just go around here. Yeah, we've put away all the plants for the season and just waiting for snow to fall. Actually, if there's snow up on the mountains over there. I'll just take a picture behind me. We actually have a better view from where we're at now than in the house. But yeah, there'll be snow pretty soon. And even the bunny cage over here, winterize that, put in lots of branches and hay for them for the winter. So again, like I mentioned, it's just been really good to be able to experiment living in an RV. You know, we have the house right out across the way here, and so we can always, worst case scenario, we can go back in, but we're not going to have to go back in. We'll figure things out. We're learning a lot so that when it comes time for us to, or we have the opportunity to build a home on wheels, we'll be able to do that, and we're not going to have the issues, some of the issues that we're dealing with an RV that's not properly winterized. And that is why they call it recreational vehicle, because most people do not live in them, but more people are realizing that it's the way to go. Or it's the way to go for their lifestyle going forward. So I'm just gonna, I won't go back and look because it's gonna take him for a while, but just like I said, just some issues that we've faced and how we're dealing with it. So far so good. Okay, Have a great day.